Hey David, my name's Grant. I'm with Blu Digital Solutions, and I know one of our employees, Tina, had reached out to you the other day and let you know that we'd made a video, kind of doing an audit of your website and comparing you to your competitors. We're looking to come into the Hattiesburg area and work with one roofer in your area. And just so happens you're actually one of the first videos we shot. But want to go over just a few things, give you a few tips, maybe even if you don't decide to work with us, but at least a few good tips that will help you, compete with your competitors a little better than you're currently doing now. Just starting out, just to kind of show you some of the research that I've already kind of done, looking at your site compared to some competitors. Looking at this right here, roofers in Hattiesburg Ms is actually the top searched keyword in that area for people that are looking for roofers. There's roughly about 150 people a month that actually search that exact keyword. Now, granted, there's all sorts of different variations of roofing in Hattiesburg that people do search as well, but this one is the highest. And so I put it in just to kind of see where you're ranking at in this area. And as I come down, obviously you see the ads here. And from the looks of it, none of these are even really any of your competitors. It's just a bunch of lead generation type stuff. But then we come down here to the GMB, the Google My Business. And just looking at that, this E. Cornell Malone Corporation is taking 2 of the top 3 spots, actually. So he owns a lot of real estate up here. And it's a statistic that probably about 60 or 70 people or 60%, 60 to 70% of people that Google looking for roofers usually click one of these 3 companies right here at the top. And granted, they either click the top one or they click the one with the most reviews. So judging off this, I'm guessing River Oaks is actually probably getting the majority of the business here. As for the other 30 or 40%, they actually keep scrolling down here and they look in the organic section looking for roofers. So when you keep scrolling down here, I'm looking for the actual real business. These are all just different citation websites or lead gen sites. So Angie's List, Yelp, BBB, Home Advisor, and then we come across our first website that actually ranks organically here, which is Elliott Bates Roofing. And so that's who I'm going to compare you to during this. So kind of going over and looking at your website here, just from looking at it, it's actually a really, really well done website. It's very clean looking. It has everything that it needs to have for the most part. The content is it's pretty good. You can never have too much content. So, one thing I would do would probably be to add maybe a little bit more content on the front, just because there's some more keywords that you do need to rank for. So those keywords need to start, getting tied into your content. The more times that you can get it tied into your content without, sounding stuffy, the better. Google wants to know that you are the local expert for what you do. And the only way to show that to them is through content. That's the same reason why Wikipedia, is always ranking pretty much number 1 whenever you Google anything, whether it's Michael Jordan, goat cheese, whatever it may be. Wikipedia is up there. It's because they have tons of content talking about whatever the subject is, showing Google that they are that local expert. So that's just one thing that you can do. And like I said, there's a handful of keywords that you can rank for, which I'll go into here shortly. But overall, your site actually looks really well done. We go over here and we look at Elliott Bates. His is a good site as well. There's nothing wrong with it. But when we get into the metrics of both of these sites, your site compared to his site, that's where we're going to find out, why he's ranking above you. Because actually everything that I've done, looking just at your website and then your Google My Business listing that you have here, just from looking at it from a glance, there's no reason you shouldn't be blowing these companies out of the water. You have a lot of good things going on for you already. And just a few small minor things I think could really put you over the top and take this spot from him and start taking some of his traffic. So I'm going to go look at metrics now. Your site compared to Elliott's. So here's a tool that we use, and this is showing kind of all of your metrics. What it is, how much power do you have on your site. So that DR right there is how much power you have to your site. This is how many backlinks you have, and backlinks are really nothing more than votes. I'm not sure if you know exactly what backlinks are, but they're pretty much votes from other places around the internet that put your website on their site saying, hey, I vote for this guy and vouch that he's an expert in that area. So you have a pretty good bit of them. But once again, not all backlinks are created equal. So I'll explain that here in a second. But we look at your keywords here. You have 124 keywords that your site's actually registering for in Google. And out of those 124 keywords, you're bringing 8 people to your website every single month. And then you have the traffic value, and it's just all this means here is just to get these 8 people to come to your site. If you were doing paid ads, it would cost you around $36. Nothing crazy. But let's look at your keywords real fast, and we'll go over kind of what you rank for and where you rank for them. So obviously you're ranking for your name, Matlock Construction, Matlock Roofing. But you're ranking number 5 for your own name, and you're ranking, at the very, very bottom of the first page for Matlock Roofing. So we definitely need to get these up towards the top, because there's actually a good bit of people searching for them. You have 90 people searching for that specific keyword, and you have 60 for that one. And then this shows you how much traffic is actually being sent to your website out of these people that are searching, these keywords. So you're only getting 4 people out of 60 that are actually searching for your name coming to your website. Same thing here, 2.1. And then it kind of fades off as you see of how many people actually visit your site. So when we look at some of these, Mississippi Roofing, there's 100 people searching for it. You're ranked on the second page. Roofers, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, there's 80 people searching for it. You're on the third page and not really generating any traffic. And then Roofer, Brandon, Mississippi, 50. There's a handful of other ones on here. I'm not sure. I know some of these I've seen on your website, like Jackson, Mississippi. I'm pretty sure you said in the website that you service that area for roofing as well. So that's definitely some more to go after. But you can see, even though these are only 40 and 50, search volume for each of these keywords, obviously if we can start ranking you for 10, 11, 12 of these keywords that people are actually searching in your area, you can see how much traffic that would actually generate to your website organically. So that's free traffic every single month. After you get to the top of Google, that's free traffic every single month. So just kind of go down here a little bit more. Roofer contractors, Mississippi Roofer. These are all good ones that you're already currently ranking for. It's just we need to get it moving up. Google. You're on the 5th and 6th page, which in reality nobody goes that far looking for any business. They look on that first page and they call somebody from that first page. So now we go over and we look at your competitor here, which when we look at his website, he actually does not have a whole lot going on here. He has no power to his website whatsoever. He only has 4 backlinks, but that just goes back to show you how I told you the backlinks aren't created equal. He only has 4, and you had 700 and something, and he's able to outdo you with just these 4 backlinks. Just to give you an idea when I mean they're not all created equal. If I get my website put onto another person or another website, another company's website that's just some type of blog or something that has no power, it's really doing me no good. Versus if I can get my website somehow put onto Forbes. Forbes is one of the most powerful websites out there. Obviously, that's going to do me a lot of good. But it does go to show that he's really not even ranking because of power. I mean, he has no power to his site. He only has 4 backlinks. But the reason he's generating more traffic right now than you is because he's actually ranking for keywords that are searched quite often, and he's on the first page. He doesn't have a lot going on, honestly. So this is actually, it would be very, very easy for you to outdo all of your competitors, especially being that this is the number 1 competitor, and he really isn't doing too good in that area. He just happens to rank for a couple other keywords that you don't on the first page. So Roofers, Hattiesburg, Mississippi. See, he's number 5. And he's bringing only 6 people in out of 80. So can you imagine if you were in the number 1 spot right here, how much more traffic that you would pull in, from these 80 people searching. And he actually doesn't even really rank for the main keywords out there. Just from looking, he ranks for a lot of random, shingles and stuff like that, which really isn't nothing you want to go after. You want to focus on people, roofers, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, roofers, Hattiesburg, roofing company, Hattiesburg, stuff like that. Those are the ones that we need, we would want to target and actually get you to the top of the first page to start generating that organic traffic. But yeah, just looking at this, your competition is actually very, very weak in your area. So it would be very easy for you to take over, that that real estate up there and start generating the traffic and taking some from some of your competitors. Going back to this, I want to just talk about the Google My Businesses here for a second. Like I said, I'd already mentioned, 60 to 70% of people click this area right here. And when we look at where yours is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so you're number 7 down here. But just at a glance, looking at yours, I mean, you're blowing everybody out of the water. You have 37 5-star reviews. You have pictures. Your description is fully filled out. I mean, it's fully optimized. You actually did a really good job with that, and whoever did it for, or if somebody did it for you, they did a good job for it. The only issue that you're having right now with this specific GMB on why you're not at the top is if you look at that right there, Purvis, Mississippi. It has you ranking in Purvis versus all of these other ones that are above you are all Hattiesburg. So anybody that's searching for roofers in Hattiesburg, they're gonna pull these up. And not only that, you could actually probably still outdo them with what you have, just because, like I said, everything about yours is actually perfect. And your competitors up here, once again, they're extremely weak. I mean, they have a 1-star review, no reviews. And then when I looked at them, they really weren't optimized. So like I said, very little effort on your end, and you'll be able to take over that top spot as well. The one thing that probably keeps you down here as of right now, even being Purvis, is when we go over here and we look at what we call citations. This is where your businesses are listed on the internet. So we look at E. Cornell here, number 1. He's listed in 28 different places. We look at you down here, you're listed on 3. So, if we added you to another, say, 100 directories out there, citations, obviously we can get you to the top, and then now you would outrank your competition here. And then one last thing I want to cover for you real fast on another tip. This is probably would drive you a lot of traffic if this is something that a route that you were to go. You see these locations here that you did. You have Hattiesburg, Sumrall, Patel, Purvis. And I seen you had a couple other ones down here that you said, Brandon, Jackson, Madison, Tupelo, Oxford, all these. Something you can do is create some more pages, just like you do for all those other ones up top that we just said. Create pages for Brandon, Jackson, Madison, and all these other ones as well. So now this way you'll have 8 different locations here, and from there you're going to go create a new GMB, one of these right here, for every single one of those cities. That way when somebody Googles roofing in that city, there you are, and you're going to populate to the top. That's where you're going to generate your most traffic. So that is definitely something I would look into. If not anything else, would be to create some more GMBs in those areas. And last but not least, we're going to go in and we're just going to look kind of like a site audit for your website. Like I said, overall, your website is actually fantastic. So few things wrong with it. One page has a low word count, which is easy fix. 15 pages have an H1 heading, or without an H1 heading. Sorry, that is super important for Google. That's telling Google what you're wanting to rank for. So you need to make sure that you fill in these H1 headings for each of these pages, because like I said, that tells Google what it is that you're wanting to rank for and what you're about. So that's probably hurting you a little bit right there as well. And then all these other ones are just simple fixes. URLs that are too long. Title tags, that's pretty important as well. Just kind of naming your page. Very simple fix though as well. Overall, like I said, just kind of looking at gauging off the competition in the area. The reason we chose to call you first is because it looks like you really don't need too much work, and you're already a competitor in the area just by everything you have done. It's just you need a few small tweaks to get you to the top, and I have no doubt that's something we can definitely help you with. So I'd love to set up a future call with you and maybe have a chat and maybe see what it is maybe that we can do for you. My name is Grant, and you can reach me at 706-233-3557. Once again, Grant, 706-233-3557. Thanks for your time, David, and hope you have a good day.